Hello, Kenna. So I'm
Hello.
excited to get to sit down with you today for your 4-month review. First things that I want to talk about is I think that you're doing a great job. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from your team, and we've really seen improvement in sales since you've joined the team. Part of this interview is really for you to know what's going well and then some of the things that I have recognized that we can work on, but maybe also if there are things that I haven't realized that are going on that this is a safe space, so you can share these items with me today during this time. Uh, our goal is to become number one in our area for sales, but also to lower our turnover rate. And turnover has been a big challenge for us with our new team leaders. And based on that, I really want to thank you for sticking with us as the company. And we recognize that our employees are our number one asset. And so, whatever you can help me or to understand how we can better build on this relationship to keep our team leaders coming back. Because obviously, whenever we're able to create happy team members, happy employees, then in turn, they can create a happy customer experience for our team members. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is what have been some of your most positive experiences over the past couple of months? What's working well?
Well, I think one of my biggest things has been some of the marketing techniques that I've been using. We've gotten out some mailers pretty quickly and have been able to make some personal connections with a lot of our customers because I've really stressed to the team, to kind of just, make sure that the customer feels welcome, like they're at home, and checking on them every now and then. So I feel like we've gotten a little bit better with customer service. um, and yeah, just like getting the mailers out quickly, right in time for our sales and things like that. I feel like has really been some positive things that we've gotten done in the past few months.
That's great. And I agree with everything you just said that one-on-one, making our customers feel value is really the key to us reaching our goal. So on the flip side of that, then what has been some of the most challenging items for you over the past couple of months?
Well, this is actually some feedback for you. I have had some older staff that have kind of, they miss the old ways, I guess, of doing things before I came along. And, I've brought a lot of new things into the team. And so I have been having a little bit of a challenge, getting them used to our new ways of doing things. And so that's been one of my main challenges. I feel like there has been some maybe barriers in communication between some of the team members, um, especially because in my personal life I've had some problems with, I just recently had a divorce, and I have a few teenagers that I've been having to take care of too. So I feel like that has also kind of had a barrier with communication, which I know it shouldn't, but yeah, I think that maybe needs to be improved a little bit, but that has also been kind of a challenge for me. But just getting everyone on the same page has been kind of challenging as well. So,
Well, it's good to recognize that. And just the fact that you're open to that message from the others about change is a good place to start. One of the things that has always worked for me when we're going to implement a lot of change, and especially a lot of change quickly, is communicate, communicate, communicate. You can't over communicate when there are change points happening. And every step along the way, if we can find ways to build in those who the change point are impacting the most, if we can get their buy-in. And a lot of times that comes from the why in. We have to tell them why we're making these changes. And so you and I, going forward, we can talk about how do we make sure that this change point is widely accepted and received and it's positive, because that will just help move things along that much faster.
mhm.
Okay, so um, one of the things I did want to talk to you about is how can we increase the delivery on those really busy days like Black Friday? Because last year we kind of struggled with this about getting some of the visuals out in a timely manner. And I'm open to some ideas from you and your team about how we can spearhead this so we don't have those same issues. Because, with Black Friday and all how the different hours change and different deals during the hour. What are some of your ideas for how we can increase this visual delivery?
Probably one of the main suggestions I guess I would have is for us to maybe start having like morning meetings before we open the store. I know of a lot of organizations that do those like daily morning meetings just to get everybody on the same page and so that everybody, knows what tasks they're supposed to do throughout the day. So that's one thing. And then another thing is, like you said, just having better communication and explaining what we're doing to everybody, maybe sending out like a mass email to everyone that's on the team for that day to make sure that, they know for sure what tasks they're supposed to do and to make sure that that signage is out pronto so that we don't have issues like we did with Black Friday.
Okay. That sounds really good. One of the other things that I had thought about was maybe a schedule for that day, and maybe we had someone who was schedule owner, or maybe if we thought about doing some zoning, where everybody knew, okay, it's 10 o'clock, and at 10 o'clock, all the signs have to change in the zones, and someone was designated for that. So as you start preparing for those meetings and generating ideas, we can create a punch list and then bring those back, and so that we can get all team leaders doing the same thing on that day. So keep that in mind as you're moving forward and preparing for the upcoming holiday. All right, so I think you're doing a great job. And I'm really excited to have you on my team, and thank you for sticking around with us. So right now, I'd like to open it up to you if you have any questions or any additional feedback that you'd like to share with myself or any member of the management team. This is a time for your voice to be heard.
Okay, so do you have like any other advice for like the older staff? That was my main concern, I guess, with, kind of with explaining to them, why we're doing all these new things. Do you have any like advice for that?
One of my practices is that I tend to approach things with a never tell, always ask. And before we roll out something that's set in stone, give the, hey, this is the idea and this is the idea proposal, and let them know that the idea is not going to move without their reaction first. And maybe we need to do a little pep talk on change, because one of the things I also always say is that continuous improvement, as we strive to get better and better, must be accompanied by change. No organization can get better if they never change. And change is the livelihood of how we keep our doors open. And to remain competitive, we have to have that change in place. But that doesn't mean that all change is good or that all change comes without some growing pains. And so we can go back into the group and put out some communication or do some one-on-ones that just says, hey, change is coming, and how do you like to have this change communicated to you? And then during that process, we also want you to share what's working and what's not working. If we don't draw hard lines that make people feel like they're on one side and we're on the other, if we make sure that we keep those lines of communication open and that information sharing is valued, then we may see just a better response time. And that's going to help you because you're not hitting so many brick walls. And maybe also look at how much change are we asking for? Can we do the change minutely? So small changes, small baby steps that are going to lead up to one big change instead of changing everything at once. So that would be my suggestion. And then, of course, I'm here to support you in those changes. I know that they're inevitable, and I know that you're doing your best to help move the company forward, and I appreciate that. All
No
right.
problem. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you so much for that advice. That's definitely going to help me for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. So your next review will actually be in 6 months. So between now and then, if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, please open door anytime. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.